Good morning. Here is the news at dawn on Premier FM 93.5 from the stable of Radio Nigeria. First, the headlines. Federal government orders dismissal of students involved in kidnapping. Minister reaffirms completion of 100,000 houses before tenure ends. Ondo government deploys amphibious machines to tackle flooding. What happened this day in history? Find out in our Lest We Forget segment. Heart of the matter today is an urgent need for police reform. You can track us on www.radionigeriaibadan.gov.ng, X and Instagram at PFM935 Ibadan. You can also watch us live on Facebook, PFM935 Ibadan. I am Adeyemi Hamzat. Now the news in detail. Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, has directed vice-chancellors, rectors and provosts across Nigeria to dismiss any student found culpable after due investigation of involving in kidnapping or other related crimes. In a statement signed by the Minister's Special Advisor, Media and Communications, Ikaro Atta, said Dr. Alausa also ordered the heads of tertiary institutions to strengthen internal intelligence systems and deepen collaboration with the Department of State Services (DSS) and other security agencies in their respective states as part of a nationwide strategy to safeguard campuses and protect students. He gave the directive during a meeting with the Pro-Chancellor, members of the Governing Council and management of the Federal University of Lafia, Nasarawa State, and his office in Abuja. While noting that Nigeria's universities, polytechnics and colleges of education remain largely safe and secure, the minister said recent isolated incidents involving students outside campuses underscore the need for stronger intelligence gathering and closer collaboration with security agencies. Reaffirming President Tinubu's directive that no government institution should negotiate with or pay ransom to kidnappers, Dr. Alausa warned that yielding to criminal demands only emboldens criminal elements and undermines national effort to combat insecurity. Federal government has reaffirmed its commitment towards delivering 100,000 housing units as part of its campaign promise to Nigerians. The Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Mr. Mutaka Dama, made the assertion after inspecting and assessing the extent of damage done to the Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, FMBN building that was gutted by fire last Saturday night in Abuja. Mr. Dama said they are working assiduously to achieve the 100,000 housing unit by the end of this present administration in the country, stressing that they have worked on several housing projects across the country. And when the housing units are completed and delivered to homeowners, people can go to the locations to see them. The minister stated emphatically that the fire incident which occurred in the bank's building is already known to customers, stakeholders, and it has been quenched by firefighters, explaining that it all began in the second floor and did not spread, but also ended up there. A political stalwart of Accord in Osun State, Chief Peter Ogundeji, popularly known as Akpata, has empowered over 500 people drawn from towns and villages across Osun's West Central District with various working tools. 10 beneficiaries also received grants of 1.2 million naira each to improve their livelihoods. Speaking at the ceremony held at Baptist Secondary Grammar School, Ola, Chief Ogundeji said the empowerment program was aimed at complementing the developmental strides of Governor Ademola Adeleke in Osun State. He urged beneficiaries to make judicious use of the items to improve their livelihood and support the re-election of Governor Adeleke to sustain the achievement recorded during his first term in office.
We are doing all this in support of our governor, the person of Senator Nuruddin Jackson Ademola Adeleke. We want him returned for second time. So we are doing this to support our people and for our people to support the governor so that he can be re-elected second time.
In a remark, the special guest of honor Yeyelua Modupeola Sonny Adeleke, who presented the working tools to the beneficiaries, cautioned them against selling the items, urging other politicians to emulate Chief Ogundeji's gesture, as government alone could not meet all the needs of the people. Some of the beneficiaries expressed appreciation to Chief Ogundeji for providing them with the means of livelihood and prayed for the success of Governor Adeleke in the forthcoming election. Items distributed included sewing machines, hair dryers, generating sets, motorcycles, grinding machines, industrial freezers, an industrial shoemaking machine, clippers, mobile phones, and other equipment. You're on to the news at dawn on Premier FM 93.5 from the stable of Radio Nigeria. Thank you for being there. You're still listening to the news at dawn on Premier FM 93.5. This day in 2008, Police Service Commission demoted former EFCC Chairman Nuhu Ribadu and 139 other senior officers. And now to the rest of the stories. Ondo State government has deployed amphibious machines to clear waterways and channels as part of emergency measures to tackle worsening flooding in some major parts of the state. Confirming the development in an interview with newsmen, the Special Assistant to the Governor on Technical and Ecological Control, Mr. Elisha Ebijiwon, explained that the government has commenced clearing and desilting waterways, canals, and drainage channels using the amphibious evacuators. He emphasized that the intervention, particularly in the riverine areas of the Ilaje local government area, aims to remove obstructions from waterways and improve the free flow of water to reduce the risk of further flooding. Mr. Ebijiwon said Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa directed the immediate deployment of the amphibious machines to waterways to open channels and ease the impact of flooding. And now to sports. President Bola Tinubu has congratulated Team Nigeria for their historic outing at the 2026 Commonwealth Games, telling the athletes and officials that they represented the country with honor. In a statement, presidential spokesman Bayo Ononuga said the Nigerian contingent performed with courage. President Tinubu said his government is committed to investing in sports development and creating more opportunities for the country's athletes to excel. He praised the Nigeria Olympic Committee, NOC, and the National Sports Commission, NSC, for their continued commitment to the development of sports and support for athletes. The president urged the athletes to remain focused and continue reaching for excellence. Let us tolerate one another and be an agent of positive change in the society. Heart of the Matter today takes a look at urgent need for police reform. It is written by Fauziya Kashim of our Current Affairs Unit.
The extortion of the chairman of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, Musa Aliyu, has again brought to the front burner what Nigerians have been living with for some time now. Recently, Commissioner of Police FCT Command Ahmed Sanusi announced that 4 police officers operating an illegal checkpoint in the FCT allegedly stopped Dr. Aliyu's vehicle and compelled him to part with 53,000 naira. Oblivious of their victim's identity, the officers carried on with the confidence and processed the payment through a point-of-sale POS machine. The incident is remarkable not because of its unusual status, but because it happened to someone whose office exists to combat corruption. If the chairman of the ICPC can be extorted on the highway, what hope does the ordinary citizen have? The FCT police boss, Mr. Sanusi, who described the officers as a gang of thieves, announced that they had been arrested and promised that they would be severely punished. The arrests are heartwarming, but this is not the first time Nigerians will be hearing of such assurances, as on assumption of office, every Inspector General Police comes with promises of zero tolerance for corruption and ordering the dismantling of illegal checkpoints, particularly on the highways. To some people, an encounter with them has proved fatal, as motorists have been beaten, brutalized, and even shot dead over arguments that began with demands for bribes. Nigerians are informed that orderly room trials have taken place behind closed doors. Officers are redeployed, suspended, or demoted. This is usually the end of the case. It is important that if public officers abuse their authority to extort citizens, criminal prosecution, not administrative relocation, should be the policy response, as extortion is a crime, while armed extortion using state authority is a greater offense. The extortion of the ICPC chairman must serve as a wake-up call to concerned authorities, such that the 4 officers involved in the episode should be investigated and, if found culpable, prosecuted before the courts. As part of efforts to ensure sanity, the force should look into how candidates who are seeking employment into the force are screened for integrity, emotional stability, and temperament. Countries such as the United Kingdom, Singapore, and Finland consistently ranks among the countries with the highest levels of public trust in policing, as recruitment standards are demanding. Training is intensive, accountability mechanisms are credible, and professionalism is deeply embedded in police culture. It behoves stakeholders to deploy extensive surveillance, intelligence gathering, and covert monitoring of officers on patrol. Gadgets such as body-worn cameras, dashboard cameras, GPS monitoring of patrol teams, undercover anti-corruption operations, asset tracing, and public complaint system should become routine exercise rather than exceptional. Reform needs not come from punishment alone, but must also address welfare and professionalism. Incentives such as better remuneration, decent accommodation, quality health care, continuous training, modern investigative tools, and merit-based promotion are essential components of a police service capable of earning public trust.
That script on urgent need for police reform was written by Fauzia Kashim of our Current Affairs Unit and read by Stephen Agbaji. To end the news at dawn on Premier FM 93.5 from the stable of Radio Nigeria, the main items again. Minister of Education Dr. Tunji Alausa has directed vice-chancellors, rectors and provosts across Nigeria to dismiss any student found culpable after due investigation of involving in kidnapping or other related crimes. Federal government has reaffirmed its commitment towards delivering 100,000 housing units as part of its campaign promise to Nigerians. Ondo State government has deployed amphibious machines to clear waterways and channels as part of emergency measures to tackle worsening flooding in some major parts of the state. For any information, contact us on these numbers: 0802 334 5294 and 0803 242 9552, or visit us at number 617 Jibowu Crescent, Yagoku Quarters, Obadibimpe Road, Old Baggy, Dugbe. You can track us on www.radionigeriaibadan.gov.ng, X and Instagram at PFM935 Ibadan, Facebook PFM935 Ibadan. And that ends the news at dawn, edited by Blessing Adesoya. I am Adeyemi Hamzat. Thank you for listening. Have yourself a winning Wednesday. Good morning.